Bonjour.
Hello.
Bonjour.
How are we all?
Sorry. We're all good.
La compétence.
Cheers.
Je suis.
Podcast.
Episode 2, which means that the other one couldn't have been completely boring because we've decided to do another one.
Well, it might have been completely boring. We decided to do another one anyway.
Maybe.
Well, I've got different people.
Well, yeah. Today,
Oh yeah, we have different people.
instead of we've got rid of Elliot and Alex for no particular reason other than they're not here.
We wanted to watch rugby.
And here is Aiden and Ryan. Right, Aiden and Ryan.
Bonjour.
today. Cheers.
You're right.
D'accord.
Um.
I'm
Right.
fluent in French.
Okay. We'll go.
Definitely.
Are we ready?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I suppose.
Relatively.
We're going to start on a really light topic,
Versus to what?
just as we did last week. I thought it was interesting
Yeah.
because, well, it was the thing about how the US and Russian defense chiefs discussed conflict in Syria. And now the US and Russia don't have a history, especially with defense, of kind of getting on very well. And they basically...
Really?
Yeah, because obviously...
Can you give me some examples, please?
Well,
Jack?
let's just think about... Well, specific to this story, America are kind of saying, kill President Bashar al-Assad, you know, we need to remove him, he's the reason why all this is happening, whereas Russia are very much backing the Syrian government. So there is a little bit of an issue. The US also don't like the fact that there's been a Russian military build-up in Syria, even though the US want to go in there and kill people anyway. It's kind of a weird situation. I mean,
It's like an argument.
Almost vaguely interesting.
It's an argument between America and Russia as to who gets to kill people.
yes, and that's a bit weird, and I don't know whether
Really?
it's the president's fault
Bit weird.
or not. I mean, what do you think?
I think it's all fucking
No.
Cheers, Aiden.
You're like,
It's all just very stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically,
I think we should just let things happen and just take the refugees in.
well, that is obviously what we talked about last week, and that is what David Cameron has now decided we're going to do after being
Or
pressured
take the
into it.
refugees in.
Yeah.
Has he?
Well, basically, he kept saying no, and then he got peer pressured into taking the
David
refugees
Cameron.
in. Yeah,
The Prime Minister got peer pressured.
he did basically.
Go on.
Did
He
he
changed
get
his
peer pressured
mind.
by the Labour Party?
You could tell. You know, a week ago, or a little bit more than a week ago, he would refer to them as migrants, and now he refers to them as refugees. And just that change in language was very significant, and it showed a turning point. The point where he decided actually he's going to have to help them, or nobody will like him.
No one likes him anyway.
But obviously, as our country, as the UK, is we're
Well, to be fair, nobody may like him, but he's the only goddamn leader that stayed around after the last election.
that is true. But that may be because he got elected, possibly.
Yeah.
Really?
But yeah, this conversation between the US and Russia was a 50-minute long one, and basically the Russian defense secretary said that the Russian activities were defensive in nature. I don't know if I completely agree with that, just because of what I know about Russia. I don't really know what exactly they've been doing. It said that Moscow has said that any request from Syria to send troops would be discussed and considered. So basically, if Syria wants them to send troops, they're probably going to. It's not really a very clear-cut situation as to what's actually going to happen.
Great news story then.
I mean,
Cheers.
what do you want to happen? Would you rather Russia I think Russia should stay out, to be honest.
I think we should all stay out and just accept refugees. That's all I think.
God.
But
Just take them all in.
can you afford to do that necessarily?
That
Yes,
settles
we can.
that.
Well,
I watched the CGP Grey video.
On what?
Refugees.
right.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Accepting refugees, the only bad thing about accepting refugees, only bad thing, right, is the fact that you need to spend money to give them housing, which you could have spent money giving them housing if you hadn't put fucking walls everywhere.
That's true. That's a good argument. I mean,
Because it was talking about the birth rate thing, and the birth rate, once they come here, their birth rate would slowly decrease. And in the entirety of Europe, even accounting for their larger birth rate, it would increase the population of Muslims from 4% to 5%.
oh,
Oh,
so
it's got to become a Muslim continent. No,
um,
5%.
the reason why this cropped up is because there were Russians basically not very happy. There was a Russian human rights body, and they said they'd been contacted by a load of Russian soldiers who feared being sent to fight in Syria, which obviously isn't good news. If you got told you were going to go to Syria and fight, you wouldn't be chuffed. And so they're saying, no, that's against our human rights, but obviously it's Russia, so you can't really say no.
Yeah, there's a little
that's
thing
an interesting one.
called Putin in your way.
I mean, I
Any kind of
imagine
free choice.
something vaguely related to this will come up next week as well. Because it's an ongoing thing, and now it's so massively publicised in the news that I don't think it's ever going to go away.
Yeah.
The next story is very much, well, I guess it's kind of similar.
Right.
It's kind of more general, and it's just interesting the fact that Japan basically have now said that they will send their military to fight abroad. There was a big vote thing.
Were they not doing that beforehand?
No, because since World War II, so after World War II...
Quite a while ago.
Yeah, a long time. Japan kind of said that they will not send their military to fight in other countries. And it was obviously a massive... Well, Japan basically couldn't get involved in any world conflicts, despite them being a massive, very developed nation. They couldn't get involved in any conflict, but now that's changed.
Okay. Hooray, world conflict.
Well, that is the thing.
Remember the last time that happened?
It's not really...
Yeah.
But yeah, it would allow Japanese troops to fight overseas for the first time since World War II. But I think there's a vote actually going on currently to do with this. So that's the idea. I don't know why they want to do this. I don't know why it's so significant.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know why. I don't know why you'd go back from that. It kind of seems to be like no reason to, other than to like protect any national friends you have. But I'm not sure of any friends that Japan has.
Oh, okay. So this is the principles that they've announced. They've said that they'd be able to provide. Basically, it's North Korea's fault. If North Korea invaded South Korea, Japan could intervene with the new law.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
And it would be legal for Japan to shoot down a missile headed for America if North Korea actually did that kind of thing.
Which they're definitely going to do.
So, I guess it's the idea that they're there for
Well, they might not.
reasons.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can. I don't know if they have the technology to. It's all
Wank.
We have the technology. According to Aiden, they also have the wank.
I'm not sure they do.
I wanted to spice things up a bit.
You're getting bored of political news, Aiden.
Yes.
Tough shit.
Well, that's because politics is not necessarily the most exciting thing, and this week's politics is all about fighting because that's all people seem to care about. Apart from the whole refugee side of it, which is also very interesting. This whole Syria thing, we have kind of forgotten about Korea. Korea are sitting there, and obviously, really recently, in fact this was this week, so I can talk about it, Korea said that their...
Which one?
North Korea... no, South Korea said their nuclear missile facility stuff is up and running again since the first time...
State?
The first
When
time
was
since
it ever not up
2013.
and running?
Well, since 2013, they shut it down. There was no fear of nuclear missiles, but now they have said they have officially They are officially able to launch nuclear missiles. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But that is why Japan's trying to do this. But it's all a bit controversial in Japan, because a lot of people in Japan don't want to fight, because if you're in Japan, it doesn't really make any difference to you. If you're in Korea, might be a different story, but obviously they don't get to vote.
Last time Japan intervened, they got exploded. So.
That is true. That might be another reason.
Yeah, I thought Japan were trying to be like this big peaceful nation.
Well, maybe that's another reason.
Which is why they haven't been in any world conflicts.
China is the only reason why North Korea is still existing.
Yeah.
Because China's allied.
Yeah.
China is allied with North Korea.
Can I ask
and so
why?
anyone that wants to blow up North Korea, China then goes, no.
Why?
And then people are like, oh, shit. Because they have the same kind of... They're supposed to have like the same kind of government style-ish. But they really
they're
don't.
both communist.
No.
Yeah.
I think China are a bit scared. But then everyone else is scared.
Scared of North Korea?
You don't want to upset North Korea particularly.
Everyone hates North Korea, apart from China. If China turned their back on North Korea, North Korea are fucked.
But of course, for now, nobody wants to turn their back on, well, North Korea because of China. Because China can just go, fine, we'll stop sending you everything. And then all of a sudden, a country has nothing because everything's made in China, and that's basically just the fact of it.
That's the other.
So that's the risk. It's like why America has good relations with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia doesn't even follow human rights, but they have oil. So America wants to be friends with them because of oil. That's the harsh truth. Anyway, that was getting a little bit political. I think we're gonna move on. Just some entertainment.
Headlines: everyone wants to kill themselves.
Yeah. This is, I think quite a few people want to kill themselves because of this headline. I don't think this is right at all. Jeremy Clarkson is going to go back on the BBC.
Hooray!
Right? You say hooray.
Doing what?
He's going to host Have I Got News For You, because he's done that before. I do think he's quite funny on it. Have I Got News For You? It's like Mock the Week. It's a bit like that. It's basically...
Let me look at that.
It's basically like a
It's
weekly...
not a really boring one.
Oh, that one.
It's like a weekly podcast, but funny.
Like ours! Oh, wait.
But yeah, I don't think this is good, because if they're going to sack him from Top Gear and then put him back on another television programme...
He wants money, he's getting money, I don't see the problem.
He's been sacked from the BBC, hasn't he? He didn't just get sacked from Top Gear, he was out of the BBC.
Yeah, that's like you having a job. You get sacked from the job and then you get a different job in that company.
Just because you get a job in a different department.
And what's wrong with that? What?
It's not nothing wrong about Jeremy Clarkson doing it, but I don't think it's fair for the BBC to say...
Fair? Fair on who? Why is it not fair?
On the people who had to suffer not having Top Gear anymore. How can the BBC now go, actually, we'll just have him for another thing because he's good on that. We like him on that. He doesn't say controversial things on that.
Yet.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Have I Got News For You? He can only say controversial things.
Yeah, but...
That's the point of
the thing about Have I Got News For You is everything that he says that may be controversial is kind of on a queue, and the BBC have already
yeah, I guess.
kind of allowed for that.
Also, I don't think it's fair on Clarkson to have this massive, like, so much hate from every single, like, from a load of people about Top Gear, and then suddenly him and the BBC are all mates again because he's doing something else.
Look, the BBC Director General actually said about the whole Top Gear thing, a line has been crossed. There cannot be one rule for one and one rule for another, which is all very well, but you've now got him back on your channel. He actually was offered to go back on the channel sooner on Have I Got News For You, and he turned it down. I imagine because he was a bit pissed off with the BBC at the time.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it would be nice to see him on the telly, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's right for the BBC to do that.
What would you prefer?
I would keep him off, because the thing about Have I Got News For You is, if you haven't seen it, is they have lots of different hosts every week, so it's like, some of them aren't very funny. But the point is they have lots of different hosts. They don't need Jeremy Clarkson. And at least for a year. I mean, for goodness sake, this whole Top Gear thing only happened 6 months ago. I think it's too soon, to be honest.
Well, I think in saying that, it's kind of not being fair on Jeremy.
Yeah.
Maybe. I guess so, because he did turn down their original
Or
offer
what?
and then... Well,
Thanks, Ryan.
there you go. He is going back onto the BBC, whether you like it or not.
Is he still saying on Amazon Prime doing the new?
Yeah,
not
that's
Top
still a
Gear?
thing. I don't.
Does it actually exist?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it going on?
They're bringing
Yeah.
it to Amazon Prime.
I think
Is it
it's
already
coming
happening?
Q1 next year,
Oh, so it isn't happening.
and the budget is absolutely massive, is what I've heard. Right. So second.
Spending all that Amazon cash.
Yeah. Second piece of great news. In
Just seen
entertainment.
How do Amazon make money?
Well, because
Shipping.
a lot of the
Yes.
products are dispatched and sold through Amazon, and that means that the companies who sell the stuff on Amazon have to pay Amazon a fee. Companies that do all their dispatching and selling still have to pay Amazon kind of like a website rental fee. So they rent the space on the website as like you'd rent a shop space. It's the equivalent. That's how they make money.
Yeah, I think they also make money on shipping. I don't think it actually costs
I mean,
them.
their profits are huge.
Yeah,
that's why
they've
now.
bought Top Gear for 160 million,
Wow.
and the show could be called Gear Knobs.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
Okay then. So second thing,
Yep.
want to talk about in entertainment is Disney. I assume at least a few of you have seen The Jungle Book in its animated form.
Yes.
oh, the old one.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
old one, the original one. And I
Wait, I swear there was
assume
another one before.
you know that the photographic real one that's got a massive budget is coming out.
No, didn't know that.
Yeah, well, it
Yeah.
is, and there is a trailer for it that's been released. I've got you a lovely little shortened link there, so you can watch the trailer as I talk to you. Please don't play out of speakers. Thank you.
Go.
But the original came out in 1967, and then they decided, I know, we're going to make a new one with lots of CGI and special effects. It actually reminds me a bit of the way they did The Hobbit, because of the way it looks.
Well, there it is.
Disney said, this is what Disney has to say about it, The Jungle Book seamlessly blends live action with photorealistic CGI animals and environments using up-to-the-minute technology and storytelling techniques to immerse audiences in an enchanting and lush world.
It looks like Jurassic World.
Yeah, kind of.
Well,
Yeah, it does.
I imagine the CGI effects are similar, if I'm honest.
Who's it got in it? Oh, there's quite a
Big
profile.
cast, yeah.
So it's just
High
very,
profile cast.
very realistic animation.
No, it's
Oh, from the director of Iron Man.
no, it's photography and CGI. I think. I don't think it's all
look like a real panther.
the
That
animals.
doesn't look like very photography at all.
The animals
No.
are CGI.
Everything looks goddamn CGI.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the environment is CGI.
That's a
But-
very large snake.
I'm not quite sure how I.
Or are you just pleased to see me?
Oh god.
Oh, it's got Idris Elba.
Yeah,
Has
it's
it?
got Scarlett Johansson, Idris Elba.
Johansson. What? I mean Johansson.
Same difference.
Johansson.
Bill Murray, Ben Kingsley,
No.
Christopher Walken.
So there is a very high profile.
What's wrong,
cast.
Aiden? Oh yeah, don't say same difference. It makes Aiden angry.
What?
He doesn't
got
like
Christopher
same
Walken.
difference.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken. Yeah, there is a high profile cast. This
That
is
is a
going to
very
be out
large orangutan.
spring 2016.
That's a scarily large orangutan.
I don't know if it'll be a good film. I imagine they will have done it justice, but Disney do have a weird habit of ruining things sometimes. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't look amazing.
all their
No.
sequels, like Lion King 2, Pocahontas 2, nobody really's heard of them because,
I mean,
well,
The trailer, it looks alright, but it doesn't look like
It
great.
just kind of seems just off.
Yeah.
I do get
It
what you
doesn't
mean.
seem necessary.
It doesn't seem right, yeah.
Like, why do you need to remake it? It was a great film.
I
Like,
don't know.
the original one.
You could
It's
you
one
could
of those
argue that it was because they felt they could eke more money out of it.
Yeah, probably.
But
Why else would they remake it?
yeah, well, at the end
It's
of
like
the day,
they're
it's
making the
profit.
new Star Wars one.
Yep, and they're doing that as
It's
well.
not
So that's
necessary,
well,
okay.
they're gonna have big income at the start of next year.
Disney's fucking rolling in it.
Yeah, basically, that's what we concluded.
They own
And-
everything.
So now, there you go. That's a nice conclusion to end entertainment on.
Alright.
We'll move along
Technology.
to technology. This week we've got something that I think is pointless, but other people might think is useful. There has been very much. Well, first of all, something that I think is really pointless. There has been rumour of
Rumour has it.
a BlackBerry,
Yeah.
because you know how BlackBerry doesn't really do anything anymore. There's been rumour that there's going to be a BlackBerry with a curved screen.
Oh my god, that
Curved
sounds
screen.
disgusting.
Yeah, it's going to have a BlackBerry keyboard at the bottom and then a
As ever.
curved screen.
That's horrid.
Is it just going to be in the shape of a BlackBerry?
I don't think it's quite that curved,
That
right?
sounds so practical.
But
I
curved
was
screens,
accidentally eating it.
I don't think they go in the pockets very well at all. I don't really understand why you'd want a curved screen.
Does it fit to the curvature of your... No, your legs aren't even until... Doesn't make sense.
I'm not sure I'm not convinced by curved screen phones.
Who
Another
knows?
thing that you might not be convinced by is, again, there's been rumours that Samsung are going to release as early as, again, the start of next year, a phone that folds in half. So you have
Make
like
them smaller.
you have the front, and then you fold it open, and then the screen is like on both open sides, like you're opening a book. And it's going to be one like flush screen. There's not going to be any gaps. It's not going to be like a DS. It's going to be like one single screen. It is obviously rumours, but apparently they have the technology to do it. I don't know why I'd want it, because it's a pain. You have to unfold it,
Yeah.
and the screen resolution would probably be weird.
It's a pain that you have to unfold it, Jack. Have you ever heard of flip phones?
Yeah, but why did we get rid
Why
of
they're
them?
not
They
popular
existed for
anymore?
quite a while.
Yeah,
They're not
but,
Yeah,
popular
and then-
anymore because smartphones came around and everyone wanted big screens because you could touch the screen.
yeah, but do you really think you'd introduce the flip element again?
It's
Why not?
retro. They're
I mean,
bringing
I
it
wouldn't
back.
have one, mainly because it's going to cost a lot of money. But also,
I don't think it's necessary, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary.
Gotta save yourself.
I think
Modular
it's,
phones. Come on,
it's
guys.
just Samsung showing off a bit, I think.
Stop giving people your stupid money and get a modular phone.
You're alright.
Never
I'll-
buy
think it's-
another phone again.
I think it's Samsung just trying to like outdo
yeah.
Apple.
Probably.
They're just like, oh, Apple's done this new phone. Hey, look what we can do.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
They're just, like,
that's
trying-
all everything is. It's just people trying
They're
to
just
get out.
trying to one up them again.
Briefly, not really relevant. Google are releasing a new Chromecast.
Oh, is that
apparently-
what-
Just has
Oh, that's a thing.
just has a better Wi-Fi signal and a few new features, and it doesn't cost a lot of money.
Cool. Lovely.
But that's about it. There was something about gaming in the technology department. Apparently, there's
Well, why are we not saving that for the gaming section?
because it's not really gaming. It's about the actual technology. It's about this thing called a Pico cassette. Has anyone heard of it?
Is it a very small cassette?
It looks like a cassette, and it plugs into a 3.5mm jack. And you,
Pico cassette.
and you plug it into your iPhone, and it offers a large range of retro games on your iPhone. So
Pico
the
cassette is the game cartridge of the mobile age.
Yeah, basically.
What?
So you get to play retro games on your iPhone if that floats your boat.
Sounds alright.
I mean, I don't have an iPhone. Neither does anyone else here.
What kind of retro games do they mean?
I do now.
I don't
Do you
know.
have an iPhone, do you?
Well, I have. It doesn't have a SIM yet.
Oh.
Ben, can you find? Could you possibly find a list of games on it, or is there nothing on in really there to say?
I'm not sure it is the fact that it has a list of games on it. It's kind of the fact that you can do lots of things with it.
Right. Oh, and also in the gaming area, this isn't technology at all. This is gaming.
Oh wait,
but-
no, never mind. That's. I was looking at something else.
But I don't-
There's already a device that does kind of the same thing called the Plug Air,
Oh, okay.
which shares files between phones that you can just plug it into the 3.5.
So it's kind of like that, but
A tiny
except for-
device that plugs into your smartphone headphone socket may be the next big thing in tiny gaming. Yeah. Physical cartridges, which were fucking removed because they're shit. Yet they want to bring them back again. Don't see the point in that.
I think maybe it's a bit of a gimmick.
You can store a game inside the headphone jack. Inside the thing,
What?
which goes in the headphone jack. Not in the headphone jack. I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say, what?
I don't. Why?
I'm not convinced. And also, just a single sentence. Minecraft Story Mode is said to, well, the first episode is said to be released in October. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh, goody!
I don't like the idea of it at all.
So
what is it?
It looks so shit. It's you know the Telltale games like Walking Dead and
Yeah.
the
Oh, where is this going?
the what's it called? The one with
Last of Us?
no.
Oh,
Yeah, there was also The Last of Us, but what was the fantasy one?
I don't know.
Jack,
What
what was it?
What? Fantasy?
Digby.
I don't know.
Digby Wolf. Fables?
I don't know.
Something.
Anyway.
Yeah.
This will be
okay.
fun editing down.
Anyway. Doesn't get edited down. This is
Oh.
pure, raw, beautiful footage.
Well, every 5 seconds you can skip them.
Right. Jack, next headline. Go on. Yeah, it's like a Telltale game. Right.
But Minecraft.
But Minecraft.
Oh, no. We don't need that. We don't need that. Take it away. Of
Yeah, it looks really bad from the trailer. It looks
course
so...
it would.
There's something called an Open ROV underwater drone that's been kind of announced and released, and it's a drone that
goes underwater.
New!
Now, the reason why it's in the news
Never guessed.
is because it earned £200,000 on Kickstarter after 2 days.
Wow.
So
Wow.
people like it.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
What was it called? The underwater drone.
Yeah.
Creative name.
It's Open ROV underwater drone.
I spelt that very wrong.
Apparently
Underwater exploration
has a
robots.
HD camera.
Well, you'd want it to, yeah.
Yeah. It can go down to 100 meters.
That's not very deep.
But, as standard, it only ships with a 25-meter tether, so you can only really take it 25 meters.
That's far less deep.
That's just stupid.
And the 100-meter tether will cost you £165.
Flipping heck.
Wow. Oh, I guess 100 meters is quite far down.
It's a long way, but
2 hours battery life. So if you go down 100 meters and then take it and then have it for
You have to
more
pull
than
it
2
out.
hours, you're buggered.
you have to pull it out with the tether. Oh dear. Drones never have a good battery life.
Gamepad control. You can drive the ROV with a gamepad. Exploration hasn't been easier.
I'm sure it has.
You can
Submarines.
explore the pre-explored water.
Yeah. But for yourself.
I guess that's cool. I guess
Alright.
it kind of depends on the price tag as to how much,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
how cool it's going
I
to be.
think it's kind of cool. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, it's called the Trident. Apparently, not to be confused with the nuclear missiles.
It says the cheapest deal on the Kickstarter started at £400, but the super early bird deals have already sold out, so you won't be able to get one for that price anymore.
Ow.
Damn, I so wanted one.
Oh no! Pledge $600 or more and the super early bird special, and you get a huge discount on Trident. It includes the drone with standard tether and wireless topside buoy. And retail price is $1,200.
Wow.
Oh.
But so that's like £800.
Yeah, ish.
Roundabouts. And it's not going to start shipping until November 2016, so we've got a while.
What's the difference between... Oh, it's overflow. There's an overflow which gives you the exact same thing if you pledge $200 more.
Well,
So you just have to. So if you don't get it there within the first 100, you have to spend $200 more.
oh, it's a marketing scheme, isn't it?
That's a damn good one, actually.
So, that's it for technology today.
That's every single bit of technology ever.
Well, this week, most of it. I'm going to go to gaming.
Woo!
I know we did blur the lines between technology and gaming. I'm going to start with something like that I found interesting more than was just generally interesting.
Oh wow, you can use Oculus Rift with it. That's fucking cool.
Oh, that is cool. That is cool. You have to admit.
For the low price of everything.
Oh, you can buy a fleet bundle for $3,700 and get 5.
Wow.
Why?
I don't know.
I
One
don't-
back-
Think about it. That's like that's like 5 for the price of 2 or something. That's pretty good.
Well, the price of 3, but yeah.
That's still cheap.
I don't know.
Yes, that is very cheap.
Yeah.
For diving
But still,
schools, boat
35.
rentals and sailing schools, researchers, etc.
Right. Gaming.
Gaming.
Gaming. First of all, thing I'm interested in, Rocket League.
About it.
There's more DLC coming in October.
Oh,
Yay.
what's it going to include?
It's called Revenge of the Battle Cars. It will include 10 new decals, 6 for each car. No, 12, sorry. 6 for each car. As well as 2 cars. I probably should have said that. I think
Yeah,
it's
probably.
2 cars, 12 new decals, 6 for each car. A bunch of paint types, wheels, rocket boost toppers and antennas. Basically,
So it's more cosmetic.
still cosmetic things. So
Good.
one of the things that is good about the way they're doing the DLC is it's, well, actually just Rocket League in general, is everything is very balanced. There's no difference in specs from vehicle to vehicle. Yes, the hitbox is different, but it's very minor. I think Rocket League's a good game.
Cheers, Jack.
Thanks. It is a good game, and they're doing well with the DLC.
Well, they're doing it in a way that's not kind of a dick move. Apparently
Moving on.
there's going to be a few extra arenas soon which will focus on more unusual layouts. Oh, battle cars. The actual DLC will cost you $4, so possibly $2.99 maybe. I don't know if you can find a price, Ben. That'd be cool.
Sorry, what? For the DLC?
$4, yeah.
What?
Could you find out how much it costs in pounds?
Oh, 4 USD to GBP. 2.57.
Okay.
Ben
Yes,
and Ryan.
I already am.
Hey? Okay.
I can't see the goal.
That's fine.
Right, okay. Carry on. Right. Next.
The main thing that I wanted to talk about in gaming
Yep.
was about Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh, there's some more Battlefront news, is there?
They've said that the beta would be open to everyone.
Lovely.
Everyone.
I
Everyone.
thought they were going to do a beta on PS4 only.
There's no date on the beta yet, but they have said that it will be open to everyone. It will
Will
feature
the
both.
final game be free?
I'm not
Don't think
sure
so.
it will.
Oh, saying it's available for everyone, though, does not mean that you don't have to pay to get into it.
Well, they said that the beta will feature both offline and online modes, including split screen co-op play,
Split screen.
with the Walker Assault mode on Hoth and the new Drops Zone mode, as at least one of you hoped on Solast. So, there'll be a survival mission included. Basically, they're giving you the full range of experiences that they want you to test out. But the fact it's an open beta is a good thing, because I don't like closed betas. Need for Speed's a closed beta. Not that any of you probably care. Well, Ryan might.
Meh.
No, apparently not.
I haven't looked into it too much.
But Apparently they're going to have bots. They're going to have bots in some of the games, 10 per side, in addition to human players. Which I don't have a problem with, but some people probably will.
No, that's good. I like that.
It says... Yep. It says... Oh, it's a very long sentence. Players will be equipped with a primary sidearm, as well as a hand of customisable star cards, and the box version of the deluxe edition, which has the ion grenade, ion torpedo, DL-44 and shock and victory emotes, all unlocked right from the start, will not be available for the PC.
Why not?
But it says this will only be of concern to box collectors, since the deluxe edition on PC will be available digitally through our favourite DRM, Origin.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh.
And it will be out on November the 17th, if you didn't already know.
This year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
November the 17th this year.
Wait, is that the beta or the actual game?
That is
That's the actual game, isn't it?
game. Yeah,
Wow.
so the beta's probably going to happen pretty damn soon. I mean, they better have it pretty damn soon if they're going for a release November 17th.
Otherwise, not really much of a
So they're
point.
not tying it in with the release of the film?
No, I don't think they are. Because they're probably not that patient.
No, they want to get it out quick.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Do we have a release date on Star Wars 7? Yeah, we do.
It's like
Yes,
December.
December?
Yeah, it's in December sometime.
30th? No, not 30th. 17th?
Yeah.
It's somewhere around then. To be honest,
It
Origin
might be. I think it's going to be December 14th.
Origin will probably
It's December
push-
18th, apparently.
push the release date of
One
Battlefront
off corner.
back, so it won't matter. It will probably balance.
Let's have a look
out
at this
in the end.
Battlefront beta then.
But I think you should sign up for it as soon as you get hear of it. Maybe you should
Coming
sign up
early
for
October.
it. There you go.
There you go.
When I saw the gameplay of Battlefront
3 weeks-ish, 2 or 3 weeks.
at E3, I thought it looked like Battlefield.
Yes, it
Wow,
does.
Battlefield looks like... Oh no, wait, never mind.
No.
Battlefront.
Yeah, I did think it looked like Battlefield, and I don't want it to be another Battlefield because although Battlefield's alright,
It's just from the trailers and the gameplay, it just looks like Battlefield with a Star Wars skin,
well, I guess that's
which,
why-
quite frankly, is not good enough for a Battlefront game.
No.
I've never played a Battlefront game, but I know nobody would be happy with that.
No, I've read that the new Battlefront game is not a continuation of the series. It's a whole new series that has the same name. That's what I've read.
Oh, new series.
Which again makes me further suspicious that they could be doing baddish things with it.
But it's still going to have the same essence.
Yeah, like I mean,
When you play it, you're going to want it to be the experience you had
Yeah.
when you played Battlefront 2.
From what I've read, they're
earliest.
revamping a whole bunch of things. Like it's more like battles are in the films, more like freestyle. But I might have read something else.
Okay.
I haven't only released, I don't know. But it's not like the other games. That's basically it.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone's going to be happy by that.
well,
No.
I don't know. It depends how much DLC EA try and
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Oh god, yeah, it's EA, innit?
Because
Play as the other team.
No.
300 quid.
No. EA recently came out with something, didn't they? EA recently said that they were like not going to do DLCs or
did they
or
Oh,
or
yeah, I
any
heard
shit
about
like that.
really?
That'll
Yes.
last a whole of 2 weeks.
But is that to try and gain some credibility back?
Maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised, but that is a big move for
Yeah.
EA.
Is that just going to push up the initial price of the game, though?
Probably.
Well, I imagine it won't be more than 50 with it.
No.
I imagine it'll just be 40, but you never know.
But you never know, because they say they're wanting 80 for the new FIFA game, which is ridiculous.
Are they?
80? What, for like
Flipping
a
heck.
deluxe?
Yeah, Sherry said they want 80 quid for it.
He's
For
lying.
For what? What's this?
Ah, Sherry.
what? The new FIFA.
FIFA. Oh no.
I think
Won't get
the one thing everyone should learn is if we say that Sherry said something, don't believe us.
Don't believe us.
Yeah.
Oh right.
FIFA 16 is on Amazon pre-order. Xbox One, £54.89.
No, right, okay, yeah.
PlayStation 4, £42. Why? Don't know. The price difference... Oh, because that's deluxe edition, sorry. So the deluxe edition is 55. The PlayStation 4 edition is just over 40 for the normal one. So the normal one is around 40. Deluxe, 55.
It's a bit off, but...
That's what I'd expect it to be, which is half the amount that Sherry said. GG. Is FIFA 16 coming to PC? I don't think it is it? Oh, no, it is. It is.
Yeah, I'd imagine it. It's not coming... Oh, no, wait. Is it coming to previous gen consoles
yes,
still?
it is.
Is it really? Are they still doing support for previous?
It's going to previous gen. It's going to be £42 PlayStation 4.
I reckon this will probably be the last year of previous gen.
Possibly.
Support.
It's going to be £39.99.
At least for FIFA.
On 360 and PlayStation 3, and £42 on One and PlayStation 4. And for some reason, because it's an Origin code, £49.99 on PC.
Yeah.
But why? I mean, it's a code.
Not that I'm going to get FIFA.
They don't even have to spend as much money on the packaging, and yet they're charging more.
They're charging more for your convenience.
Yeah. Well, I like a box because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you are.
But there is something sentimental about a box.
Yeah.
I hope, as long as EA do Need for Speed justice, I'll be very happy. Because Need for Speed I'm very interested for. Because they have said that they're going to try and bring all the things together and...
Oh yeah, weren't they trying to stitch all the previous maps together to make one big one?
Well, they were, in essence, what they were kind of saying was they weren't literally going to do that, but they were going to make a map that seemed as if it was all the maps, taking bits from all the maps and put it all together. They're saying it's going to be twice as big as the Rivals map. All cars will be unlocked from the start, and there'll be no split screen. I don't know why that's a positive, because I like split screen.
The multiplayer plays from the same screen.
And we have apparently been told that Need for Speed will be locked at 30 FPS on consoles. Great. And there's no paid DLC or microtransactions planned. Now, what that might mean is that it's just not planned, but it is going to happen. I don't know. You can never tell with EA. I don't really trust them at all. This has become a big EA fest, this gaming section, but I don't really mind because it's interesting to see what they're up to. They have said you're only allowed 5 cars. You only have a 5-car garage, and if you fill all your spaces, you can sell and purchase a new car. Or you can max out your current ride. Yeah. I don't think limiting to just 5 is a good idea, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was like an extra garage DLC, unfortunately.
Yep.
Anyway.
With all that no DLC there.
We can hope. We can hope that EA aren't silly about things coming in the next coming months. There's a lot of games to be released in the next few months that EA have control over.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
and they're gonna fuck them all up.
Didn't like their E3 conference, but I haven't heard anything about Ubisoft. Next week I'll look into some Ubisoft stuff specifically. We've made very good time actually this week.
We still have the wacky news to cover.
We do. We still have the wacky news to cover, which could take, you never know, longer than the rest.
Unlikely.
It is.
How long have we been going for?
I reckon about
45 minutes.
Yeah.
I think maybe 40.
Yeah,
right.
So wacky news, Jack.
Wacky news.
Some wacky stuff.
Give us some wacky news.
This is just a bit weird, and I don't understand how this happened. I'm going to be kind of telling the story along with you. It was the moment a mum took a photo of burglar by mistake minutes before he ransacked her home.
Wow.
What?
I've no idea how she managed to do this.
How did you accidentally take a picture?
So it says... So she accidentally took a picture. It says... I don't honestly know why she took the picture, but essentially she was taking a picture outside her house, and in the background was the guy who actually burgled her house, standing next to a bicycle, kind of hanging around the home. She went out to collect her child from a childminder, and when she returned home, She discovered a patio window had been smashed and her handbag, wallet, sat-nav and mobile phone had been taken. It was only until she called the police that she remembered the shady character she'd seen outside her home and flicked through the images on her phone until she found the snap. And turns out that they actually went and stole her stuff. I don't know how you really remember... The bit that I don't understand about this is how you take a picture of something and see it is completely irrelevant and don't pay any attention to it, and then as soon as you've been burgled, your mind goes straight back to that one picture and that one moment, even though you paid no attention to it to start with.
Yeah, how... Surely she'd probably be, like, slightly distraught at this point. Like, all of her stuff has just been nicked. So how does her mind immediately go to a picture?
Yeah, that's a bit
She
weird.
didn't think any, like, had any relevance.
Well, the human mind works in mysterious ways.
Well, this guy, actually, who was the burglar, apparently he's 40 years old. And someone told him, I assume it was a judge or something, said, "You're too old to be behaving like this." He said, "It's a great pity to see you back into it because you had previous offences, because you had dealt with your problems and settled down to some extent. I hope this is something of a wake-up call." Oh. He had drug problems in the past, which is generally the stem of all crime, especially burglary, because of how much it costs. There was a lapse in use of crack cocaine, and he went into this street looking for somewhere to burgle, which sounds really casual. But
Yeah,
he
just walked into the
insisted-
street looking for somewhere to burgle.
He insisted it was only a lapse.
Only a what?
A lapse. I assume that's the drugs.
Oh, very nice. Got any more wacky news there, Jake?
Is that the only piece you're throwing at us?
Nope,
If so, that's really lazy.
because there's a better piece of wacky news that I prefer. Just
Even
because,
wackier.
just because of the way they described it. It's probably a bit of a letdown, the actual story, but the way they described it was brilliant.
Wacky news to the wackening.
The council bosses, right? I don't know which council yet, but council bosses launch a man creche for bored men to occupy them while their other halves shop.
What?
So it's a man creche, which apparently is going to be called Bloke Haven, where
It would be, wouldn't it?
where basically their wives can like take them and put them in the creche with other men as they
Is that
go
like
shopping.
the thing that IKEA have for little kids? But it's for
Yeah,
men
it's like the
instead.
thing IKEA has for little kids.
Are they going to have those adult colouring books?
Probably.
That's been released.
I don't know what they're going to have. I assume it will say, it says, gents will be able to relax by playing pool and darts at the play area for adults. But booze is strictly banned. They will also be able to sit on comfy sofas while reading their favourite magazines or watching sports on a widescreen TV. Oh, thrilling. Now, you may ask, why is the council putting money into a man creche? Well, apparently...
Where is creche coming from?
That's what it's called. A creche.
Okay, carry on.
It's a French word. So, the council are funding it because apparently, by putting the men in the creche and making the men happy, the council's economy will increase, because if you have lots of miserable men standing outside shops, apparently it deters people from going in the shops.
Understandable.
I'm not completely convinced, but that is why they're doing it. Apparently, oh my god.
A creche, if anyone was wondering, is a nursery where babies and young children are cared for during the working day.
Exactly. Or the shopping day, as it may be.
Just in case you want to know.
It says that a tongue-in-cheek wristband system will ensure men are collected by the right partner at the end of the day.
Wait, can they not trust the men to be collected by the right person?
It's tongue-in-cheek, so...
You can watch your nice sports game. When your wife gets back, you can pop off. It's just so stupid. Apparently, oh, hang on. You know what you said about IKEA? It says here that council chiefs say they got the man creche idea from Scandinavian countries, which regularly top global happiness polls. On the HPI, the Happy Planet Index, Norway, Sweden, very high up on it. There you go. So the plan, right, is for them to build 4 man creches in time for Christmas shoppers. I mean,
brilliant. Should we move on to some Manchester news?
Incompetence crew day out to the man creche.
Quote. It says the guy who kind of came from the tourist association basically just said, "Some men don't like being dragged around the shops. This is a place where men can go when their wives and girlfriends are shopping." Thank you. Basically, the way it sounds though, it genuinely does sound like the wife has to kind of push them in and make them sit there, and God, it's so silly. But I guess
we can get some beer.
I mean, would you mind? Would you rather go to a man creche, Ben?
I don't mind shopping. So
if your dad was,
I think the idea is pretty good.
If your dad was going out shopping, Ben, or something, if you were in Lincoln and your dad said, "Okay, Ben, we'll put you in the man creche," would you be okay with that?
To watch sports and play darts.
I actually don't mind shopping, so
yeah.
It depends what kind of shopping it is.
I hate shopping.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
would you be a regular patron of the man creche?
I reckon it's going to be quite expensive.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
You have to pay rent.
You can buy a slot in it, which you get every week.
Do strictly no booze. I think that's the most ridiculous thing. But there we go.
But then you'd be like, it's either the man creche or the pub.
Okay, and now from the man creche to Manchester.
Hey,
Ben Noonan with
we got some wacky Manchester
some
news.
dodgy news from Manchester.
Are you ready for the first one? This one's pretty wacky. Young girl killed after serious crash in Lancashire town.
That's not Manchester.
It's Greater Manchester.
You're greater than Manchester.
Thanks.
Not saying much.
That's brutal.
A thief died twice after being stabbed by owner of house.
What?
What?
He died twice? Hang on, explain.
He died twice.
Right, let's have a look. So, he went into his house after hearing the sound of smashing glass. On looking towards the front door, he saw a hand reaching for a bunch of keys in the lock, said prosecutor Subhanur Chowdhury. Okay. He kicked out the hand, but Norman managed to grab the keys and disappear. Barefooted and in his pyjamas, Mr. Fellows ran out of the back door. On the way, he picked up a kitchen knife to protect himself and his young family. Outside, he saw a vehicle driving away at speed and thought the intruder was driving. Mr. Fellows, it was said, rushed back to the house and spotted his wife struggling with a masked man dressed all in black and armed with a hammer. Mr. Fellows ran at the man, instinct took over, and he pushed his hand, holding the knife, into his midriff.
Ooh.
He pulled out the knife in the man's body, it fell to the ground, seriously injured. He managed to escape. And on reaching home, he was covered in blood.
Oh god. This was not the bit that I wanted to hear.
I don't understand how he died twice.
Yeah, that's the bit that I'm confused by. Did he do that thing where you kind of think?
Oh, okay. So in court, Maggie McCormack, defending, said Norman suffered a life-endangering wound, and after being admitted to the MRI twice, died.
Oh.
And after being admitted to the MRI twice, died. Died twice? I don't know.
I don't know.
He does have a record, but he takes issue with some of the evidence against him. How did he die twice? That was really
Wait, was it he was admitted to the MRI
the thief twice
and then died?
Okay, so the thief died twice in hospital after being stabbed in the stomach. So basically, he was stabbed, went to the hospital, died, came back to life, died, came back to life.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
He is Jesus.
I don't think he is.
Lethal stretch of canal in Manchester city centre to be gated off in bid to stop drownings.
Lethal.
Well, Manchester's
What does the
a fun
canal
place
do?
to be this week.
Well, this is what it was like last week as well. How's the canal lethal? It's not like the water flipping jumps out and pulls people.
Oh, we've got some Corbyn.
Come to me, child.
Got some Corbyn. Corbyn gives majority of Greater Manchester Labour MPs front bench positions.
Ooh.
I don't. Well, okay, if he wants to do that.
74 impatient drivers could face prosecution for going wrong way down slip road after crash blocked M60.
I saw that. Did you see that? It was on the news. Basically, you know how like you know how on London Road, Ben, you know
Yeah.
people got sick and tired of traffic and turned around.
Yeah.
On the motorway, they flipping got sick and tired and turned around up the wrong slipway.
Wow.
Yeah, and there were cars coming down at the same time. It was ridiculous. I don't understand how they got away with that as lightly as they did. Manchester's a cheery place.
Midwife horrified to find nest of baby spiders in her bag of grapes.
Oh, there's always stories
That's
like
the
that.
kind of
though.
news we need more of.
Yeah,
A
there's always
midwife
spiders
threw up in
fruit.
hospital when she found baby spiders growing inside a bunch of grapes she had bought from Asher. Asher? Asher? I think that's
Asher.
supposed to be Asda.
Asher. Some creepy guy called Asher in the pub.
A taste for
Or
grapes
is it
caused
the
a
man
whole
crush?
bunch of trouble. Ha! Caused a
Hey.
whole bunch of trouble.
Hey.
For Stephanie Daniel when she found herself caught in a web of intrigue. Jesus.
Oh god.
They just got the bumper book of spider
Who
jokes.
writes this?
I don't get it.
So they can do loads of puns, but they can't write Asda correctly.
Oh, Aiden's still here.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear so much of Aiden's voice. I think we should leave this next story for Aiden.
What next?
Read out
Sure.
Manchester story.
Do you want to talk about the Manchester story?
One more Manchester story, Ben,
Why one more Manchester?
because I want
Here's a
Aiden.
good one. Famous Flying Scotsman will steam into Bury for first public appearance in 10 years after a £4 million restoration.
Oh,
Ow.
that's expensive.
It was a pretty old train, though.
Aidan, care to shed some light on the subject?
Sorry, can you say that again,
opinion?
please?
The Flying Scotsman is going to be going around for the first time in 10 years after a £4 million restoration job.
And there's a train.
That is great.
Thanks.
Is it a Bobo, Ben? What is it?
No, because Bobo's a diesel, you dipshit.
I don't know. Is it a Coco?
No, it's a 464.
Okay, that was,
These are just words to me.
I think it has 4 at the back.
I don't know. Ben on trains. So that was like the only,
Oh no, maybe it's a 6. I think it might be a 664. I think it goes in front of the bank.
that was the only good piece of news we got out of Manchester actually this week.
Steam train classification
You made it sound like a
Could you not just look up the train itself? That would be more
of
sense.
Flying Scotsman.
There you
Oh,
go,
right.
and we'll end on that important piece of information.
Why can't we do more Manchester news? We haven't gone past an hour yet, have we?
Yeah,
Very nearly.
I think we've done enough Manchester news.
Heart-stopping moment. Train passes Rochdale level crossing while traffic barriers are up.
Oh! Is that the sound the train made when it went past me?
Maybe.
Right.
Man rings police after private massage worker offered him sex.
Okay. That's lovely.
It's a 462 apparently.
Great.
Scotsman.
Thank you very much, Ben. That's all we got time for
No,
this
no.
week. That's all we got time for this week. I apologise if you live in Manchester.
Trafficking gang member who sold woman for use in sham marriage is jailed after going on the run.
I apologise once again. Thank you very much. Can everyone say bye?
Bye.
Busted 9/11.
Baby delivered transport plate after medics ignored couple's plea for caesarean inquest hears.
I mean, these endings have got to be touched up, you know. This is
Right.
What ending?
Why don't we let Aiden end it?
Alright.
8,000 expected to join host of names
He's only gonna end it?
of Manchester's Tory conference.
And stop. And scene.
And see.